Welcome. So let's talk iPhone 12 Pro, specifically the cameras. Now I could just read off the specs, but you deserve better than that. So this video is full of insights that you won't find elsewhere. The Apple event just happened, and Apple dropped some big news with the cameras. But there's a lot that hasn't been covered yet. I have 3 negatives and 3 positives to discuss. The first point that I'm not happy about is why does the bigger phone have the best camera? Just last year, Apple prided themselves on both the 11 Pro models having the exact same camera system. Not everyone wants a large iPhone. The 12 Pro has one redesigned camera, but the 12 Pro Max has 2. Second, there are no new video capture modes. The phones still max out at 4K 60 and slow motion at 1080 with 240 FPS. With phones like the Sony Xperia 5 Mark II doing 4K 120, I was hoping Apple could at least match it. But it looks like they were focused instead on Dolby Vision. And yes, 10-bit HDR is nice, but it feels like it was mostly a play to show off the processing power of the phones. So third, the ultrawide camera is unchanged. If you're going to change all the cameras, why not also change the ultrawide? When I look at what could have been better with my 11 Pro Max, literally the first thing that I'd want is a better ultrawide camera. One that can capture more light and has a higher resolution, like 16 megapixel that you'd find on like a Pixel 5, for instance. But we have deep fusion on all the cameras, so hopefully that helps with the quality. Alright, now let's talk about the good stuff. But one thing first. I found out recently that only 1 of 10 people here watching this are true visionaries. People that are taking the big risk that is to subscribe to a YouTube channel like mine. I just want to remind you that you can be a visionary too. Just hit that red button. Appreciate it. Also like this video. So the main 26mm sensor got a huge bump on the Pro Max. It's significantly larger, 47% larger, and it has sensor shift for better stability. Low light photos and videos should be awesome. But naturally, if you switch to one of the other lenses, they're going to be noticeably worse. Apple is claiming 87% improvement in low light, and that 2-second handheld shots will be possible. It was also nice to see Apple encourage the use of tripods. In contrast, the regular iPhone 12 and 12 Pro has a new 7-element lens that's only 27% better in low light versus 87%. It is sharper, and the night mode's going to work on all the lenses, which is nice. Low light videos should also be quite a bit better, which was a pain point for the 11 Pro family. And it was a reason that people like me picked up cameras like the Sony ZV-1. We also have LiDAR for faster autofocus and better portraits, which is a nice touch. Next, let's talk about the telephoto camera. I'm happy that they made some improvements here as well, and that they pushed the range up to 65mm on the Pro Max. This is nowhere near the 5x range that we see on the Samsung Space Zoom cameras, but it should provide better quality throughout the zoom range when you're in between the lenses, where you're having more of a digital zoom. So this was interesting.
And we want to give our pros even more control over the images they capture.
Wait, has Apple been watching my videos? I've been mentioning this in videos repeatedly, that we want RAW support. So I assume this is a standard RAW format like Adobe DNG that we get in the main camera app? Well, no. Why use a standard RAW format when we can create a new one? Jokes aside, we finally have official RAW image support. We could take RAW images on the iPhone before with apps like Lightroom, but it was never supported officially in the main camera app. And maybe Apple finally got tired of Samsung, Google, Sony all offering RAW in the main camera apps. In traditional Apple form, this isn't the regular DNG Adobe RAW, it's Apple Pro RAW because RAW wasn't pro enough when it was RAW. So obviously it should be far superior to RAW that we're all used to. It is an ambitious attempt to pack all the computational photography goodness into a RAW format, because no one's really attempted to do this before. And if they do it right, it's going to be more powerful than the current options. The big question is, being an Apple format, how will the software support look? Think of this as a peer to Apple's Pro Video format, ProRes RAW, and that isn't supported on all video editors. It's mainly on Apple and Adobe products. And so it's safe to assume that this will probably make its way into Lightroom and Photoshop, but it's unclear for other editors. We'll have to wait and test it out. This could become the gold standard for raw computational image data on smartphones. Overall, I'm excited and will be getting a 12 Pro Max myself. The jump last year with the 11 Pro felt bigger to me with the introduction of the triple camera system, but maybe the 12 Pros are packing more power than we realize. especially with the larger main sensor and the RAW format that we're going to find out more about later this year. Make sure you're subscribed to see my upcoming coverage. I'll be providing realistic camera comparisons, tips, tutorials, and overall just helping you separate the hype from reality. And rest assured that my coverage on the cameras will be more insightful than what you'll find in most channels. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.